Welcome to Frankly Developing. I'm your host Frank, and today I'll give you my view of what clean code is and how it relates to agility. Just like a chord in music brings together exactly the right notes for that perfect harmony, so too did clean code and agility only work well for me when I brought the right ingredients into harmony. Note that this is about my own experience, and for example, the English Wikipedia actually redirects clean code to the solid principles, which I believe to be much too short-sighted and limited. Robert Martin, or Uncle Bob, who wrote the book on clean code, had pretty good reasons to extend upon that with more books, but even his first one wasn't just limited to solid. After training hundreds, if not thousands of developers on clean code and working in agile projects for many years, I've condensed down my understanding of it all into one simple mindset shift. I'll explain what I mean by that and show you how it will help you all across software development. Better source code, working together as a team, better architectures, and even organizational structures can all be derived from it. Stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to get more amazing clean code content. This understanding of mine is built on top of two simple assumptions. One, our brains are limited, and two, change is a constant. Let's go into more details, like the brain. It's an amazing organ. What it can do still continues to amaze us, but still it is limited in a certain way. We have a mental capacity that allows us to do amazing things, but when we exceed that capacity, which regularly happens in software development, we start to make failures. We don't account for all these eventualities. We're also bad at seeing things that happen in the future. So, in generally, we cannot expect to come up with perfect solutions. There's no guarantee that we can do that. And waterfall as a software development methodology failed for that reason. When you start off your project and expect people to go really into your brains and think really hard about what the next 5 years of a project will look like, well, no good results came from that. Second assumption is that change is a constant. And there's a small thought experiment you can do for a piece of code. Imagine it is really great code, perfect to whatever you think of it as being perfect. And then you lock that up into some storage where it's residing and waiting for you for a really long time. Let's say after 10 years, you take it out and assuming it's still the exact piece of code, bit by bit, every character, it's still not that good anymore. If you think back at old code from 10 years ago, we wouldn't consider it great these days, even though back in the time it was great. Because so many things are moving and our whole field of software development is moving so fast, we just always need to adapt things. We need to stay up to date. And this doesn't just account for code, it also applies to how we work, techniques, methods, how AI is influencing us, and so on. So to bring all of this together, these two assumptions basically mean that if we look at software development, it consists of making many, many decisions, but we're not really that good at making perfect decisions. And also we have to accept that even if the decision was really good, we will need to make a change to that in some time in the future anyways. So what's that unifying principle I spoke of that brings harmony to clean code and agility? As I said, it's all really simple. Accept that things will never be perfect, and instead focus your energy on making an improvement. That's really it. Let's go through some examples. What does this mean when you apply it to writing code? Well, if you have nothing working yet, any kind of solution improves upon that. Just get some working piece of code so you get the agility aspect. You don't do a lot of planning. Just get something done. It's not good, it's badly designed. Well, improve the design. Make it a better one. You can't make it perfect anyways, so don't even try. You found a name that doesn't really tell you anything and it's kind of confusing. Rename it, make it better. Again, the name will not last over time. It'll be a bad name again eventually. What about your development process? If you apply this thinking to your development process, sure, waterfall may not be working, so why not try something like Scrum? Improve upon it. That's not working for you either? Try another improvement. None of them is going to be perfect. The best process, the perfect one, is irrelevant. Because the world around you changes and your process will not remain the best. So embrace the change and improve your process all over, continuously. How do you work together in your team? If you work on your own and on your own item, all without interacting with a lot of other people, and that's not going well, well, try pair programming. Pair programming means your team isn't aligned very well. Go all the way to team programming. Experiment with your teamwork and how you work together, and expect it to be imperfect and in need of change. And people do not remain constant either, so there's always a need of change that is left. Even if you go to something like the architecture, there's even a name for this concept there. It's called evolutionary architecture. You just accept that you cannot make it a perfect architecture. You have to change it. So focus your energy on making that change easy to do. Applying this mindset to your work will hopefully be as powerful a change for you as it was for me. It helps tremendously when you understand that you cannot expect to find that perfect solution. It takes away a lot of stress, as you don't have a need to defend any status quo anymore. It'll go bad by itself, not by your fault. Instead, you can focus calmly on improving things. So many problems originate from our human hybris that simply letting go will elevate you to a new level of mastery. There's a lot more to be said about this whole approach. Of course, we do not intend to switch off our brains entirely or go along with bad solutions knowingly. It is more nuanced than that. And given that my trainings usually take several days, this video can merely offer a first glimpse. Let me know your thoughts on the matter and which aspects you find challenging in the comments. Maybe I can address some of them in a future video. Until then, have fun developing.